I'm live.
Nobody cares.
We are live.
I'm doing good, Mr. Red.
People, we just went live because today, obviously, we know it's the Super Bowl. So just kind of wanted to knock this in. Obviously, like we always do. We got a couple of announcements today to let y'all know. Y'all got to do some migrating. I'm sorry, but it's not our fault. Okay. Instagram is hating, so they not being cooperative. So we about to migrate to another platform.
We're gonna create a reel about it, but
yes,
essentially, IG is not giving us all the analytics and data that we've been gathering every time we go live. And we believe it's because they want us to subscribe to some things that they're offering business pages, and we're not interested in doing so. So it's really been hindering our potential growth and really seeing where we're at. And so, yeah, we're going to make a reel about it, but I think we could just say it now. Like, essentially, we're going to be moving over to YouTube.
Yes.
And then you can also catch us on Twitter. If you have Twitter, tap in with us on Twitter. You'll be able to watch us on there as well. But you're going to have to tap in, with us on Twitter. On YouTube. Which is fine. I feel like everybody knows how to access YouTube. It's going to be a change, but we'll still be uploading our mini recaps, like our recap summaries on Instagram, just in case you missed us on YouTube.
Right.
We'll also keep posting clips from us. We're still in the know, but we are asking everyone to kind of like move with us and grow with us as we make these changes, even though we didn't necessarily want to. These big corporations do what they want to do, and so we have to move accordingly. And so because of that, we're going to be moving or migrating over to YouTube.
Yes.
So
Shantae said it all. So follow us, subscribe to us. 21 Titles Bronx YouTube. Also the 9450 YouTube. Please subscribe to that. We're making a big push to get our growth popping over there on those platforms, because they seem like they get it out to the most people, essentially, and that's really what we want. We want people to listen, to help us grow, so that we can continue to give y'all valuable information. So yeah.
Yeah, thank y'all.
PSA.
PSA. And let's get right to it. We're here another week. It feels like we haven't been here in a while, but we're here to provide value. Right before the Usher concert, within the realms of sports, NIL, tech, and culture, just giving you a rundown of all of this week's headlines in those realms and making sure that our community is in the know.
Right.
And so let's just jump right into it. Into sports news. There was a lot going on this week. They unveiled Kobe Bryant's statue that is going to be outside of the crypto.com arena. This is only the first out of 3 statues that will be revealed. And it happened to be, it captured him leaving his index finger up when he scored his 81st point against the Toronto Raptors in January 2006. And I thought that was dope and fire. Of course, it was a little bit bittersweet because it's Kobe Bryant. Sometimes it's still hard to process that he's not here anymore. But the statue is really beautiful. And Vanessa Bryant gave a speech. She talked a little bit, and she didn't even give like the naysayers and the negative talkers any opportunity. She let it be known that Kobe, he chose this
statue.
Yeah, he chose the statue, and she was like, basically, if you don't like it, oh well. That's me like not saying the curse that she said,
right.
But she didn't care. She shouldn't care. So, it was a really beautiful statue, and like I said, this is the first of 3 statues, and collectively, the 3 statues are going to be called the house that Kobe built. I love that. I love the title. And one statue is going to depict Kobe in his number 24 jersey, and the other will feature his daughter Gianna, that unfortunately also passed away. Again, this is a beautiful tribute to Kobe, and we'll just be on the lookout for the next 2. But this was beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get a chance to watch the ceremony, but obviously I've seen the statue. I mean, hey, I don't have no problem with it. Like, I'm ready to see the next 2, essentially. So we already know Kobe's the GOAT. He gonna go down as, a legend in itself. So happy to see that he's getting his flowers, and hey, I'm looking forward to the next 2.
Me too. I just want to end by saying that Vanessa Bryant concluded her speech by quoting Kobe saying, "Leave the game better than you found it. And when it comes time for you to leave a legend." And that's exactly what he did. And I thought that was just an amazing way for her to end her speech. I found it to be, I saw clips of it, very motivating.
Right.
And so, yeah, just wanted to share that, just in case anybody hears that, because those are words to live by. For any arena that you're in, right. that applies.
That's
even
fact.
For life, period.
Facts.
Leave a legend, leave it better than when you started. So, shouts to Kobe, shouts to Crypto.com Arena for even deciding to do this. And
facts.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted with the next 2 statues.
Yeah.
What's up, Deborah?
Deborah was goody.
In WNBA news, there was a lot of stuff going on this week. There's a lot going on this week. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the Olympic qualifying tournament that is currently happening. Today is the last day of the qualifying tournament. If you don't know, since the USA won the FIBA World Cup in 2022, they automatically qualify for the 2024 Paris Olympics. And like I just said, this current tournament, the Olympic qualifying tournament, is happening, or started rather, on the 8th, and it ends today. And just to kick off this entire thing for the USA, they played against Belgium. Now, Brittany, I don't know if you want to talk about your time in Belgium and playing.
Yes.
But I just want to say before Brittany gets into it that the USA, at the buzzer, shouts to Breonna Stewart, beat Belgium 81-79. And it was a thriller because I don't necessarily know if the USA would. This wasn't supposed to be this close. I'm just going to say that. This wasn't supposed to be this close. I'm
going to just say this. I knew this was going to be a tough game for USA because I played in Belgium. And I also looked at the roster, and Emma Messerman is on the team.
Oh, you
offline. I told Shantae, I played in Belgium when Emma Messerman was coming up. Emma Messerman, she's a WNBA player. She's played for the Washington Mystics and a couple other teams, I believe. I feel like she's won a chip at some point, maybe, in the league. But she was. I got a chance to watch Emma Messerman firsthand because I was playing against her when I played professionally overseas. This is when she was a fresh young pup. She was 18 years old playing professionally overseas. She was actually 17, 17 playing. And she was hooping. So that Belgium team, they've been together for a while. That too is also why I was like, yo, this is not gonna be a cakewalk for them. So I mean, we seen that. And I enjoyed my time in Belgium. Belgium was a vibe. Okay. I did not learn as much French as I needed to, but I got around. Okay. And I learned how to drive a stick shift car because no automatic exists over there. Just letting y'all know. But yeah, shout out to Belgium. They got good basketball over there. And the crazy thing is, this was full circle also for Kalia, because she said that she started her professional career in Antwerp, which is a city in Belgium, y'all. I was in Namur, Belgium, which is a small local town. Antwerp is a little more populated, and it's more city life. Namur was more suburbia, laid back, parks and all of that. So yeah, shout out to Kalia for making the team. You know,
Yeah.
Happy to see that. But yeah, drink some Creek for me, y'all. I love it. That's something that I gotta get Shantae to taste. Some lambic Belgian beer.
Okay, yeah.
It is fire.
I'm about to say Brittany. I don't know what she was. I didn't know what she was about to say. You know, all right. Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try that. All right. Well, yeah. Shout out to the USA for beating Belgium, and then yesterday the USA also beat Nigeria. 100-46.
They waxed them.
Had the high.
They waxed.
She led the way with 18 points. And then today, I don't know if the game is finished or if it's going on or if it's happening later, but the USA plays Senegal. So we'll have to keep y'all posted about that. But shout out to the USA doing what they need to do over there. Mr. Ray, hopefully soon. But as you know, we're a 2-man team, so
right.
We got some other things up on the board that's about to be rolling out. So, but
we coming.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen at some point. We still getting our stuff together, still making relationships that we need to make, but we getting it. It's percolating, okay? It's time for the percolator.
It is.
Okay?
It is. Let's go to WNBA free agency. The latest news that I forgot to put on here was Deladon. Deladon is not returning.
Deladon said, deuces, I'm taking a break.
Deladon is not returning to the Washington Mystics. She said she wanted to spend some time with her family. That was a 52 fake out for me. I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting that because they caught her. The Washington Mystics.
And she said, I don't want to be cored. Done.
And that's the thing about being cored. Because it's like, once you're cored, you can't negotiate
nothing.
With other teams.
Yeah.
So they lock you in. And it's like, so is there not a way for me to get out of being locked in?
No options.
So that's the problem, and maybe they'll make adjustments. I don't know, but
they gotta change that.
I don't know if. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They gotta change that.
Yeah, and I don't know if Deladon really did want it. Maybe she really did want to spend time with her family, but that makes you think too about other players that may be cord that don't necessarily want
to. Look here, I'm gonna be honest. We've seen Deladon do this before. What was that song by Ludacris? Run away, love, 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 run away. That song? That's Deladon, okay? She ran away. Deladon supposed to go to UConn. We all remember that? Remember that? And she left like a thief in the night, okay? Left like a thief in the night. The girl went to the University of Delaware and played volleyball first. Before she even put that basketball jersey back on. She did what she wanted to do.
And that is kind of like inspiring, right? Because the girl, she did what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's clear she continues to do what she wants to do.
Listen.
Right on the money like this.
Listen. Do what you want to do. I'm telling y'all, do what you want to do anyway. Do it. It don't matter. Everything is fake anyway. It's fake. It's fake.
And when you're that good, you can kind of you really do control how you move when you're that good.
Control the narrative.
She's been that good for a very long time, so
yes.
But that caught me off guard personally. So we'll keep an eye out on like the Washington Mystics because my girl Natasha Cloud is no longer there. I'm really upset about that, and I really wanted Natasha Cloud to come to the New York Liberty. I'm just gonna make that really clear and known on social media. I have been beasting for Natasha Cloud to come.
She's not lying.
She is not coming. She is over in Phoenix.
Yes.
With your girl Kalia Copper.
Yes.
Which are two great pickups for Phoenix. They definitely needed it.
Phoenix was struggling.
Trashed last season.
Ooh.
So those are beautiful pickups for them. But I'm kind of hurt that she didn't come to the New York Liberty. The New York Liberty, I'm going to be honest. Offline, Brittany and I talk about the New York Liberty backcourt.
Shantae was on there. She was like saying, Vanderslow, where are you going?
That's brilliant, though. That's brilliant. Yo, that's brilliant. That's a good one. And I may have to keep that. But yeah, I don't know. The backcourt is not looking fast.
Yeah, we need some more athleticism.
In comparison to the Seattle Storm, who picked up the Nneka Ogwumike and Skylar Diggins. Mm-hmm. They'll be playing with Jewel Lloyd.
They needed this just as bad as Phoenix needed Natasha Cloud and Kalia Copper.
Yeah.
The Seattle Storm needed Nneka and Skylar Diggins to sign with them because these were the two worst teams last year. To be honest,
no, that's a fact.
They were struggling. They were struggling. Both teams struggling.
They were 10 for 29. They were 10 for 29 last season. These are great pickups. Jewel Lloyd and Skylar were, teammates in college, so to see them back together again is beautiful. And Seattle's coming.
They are.
They're coming, and I still like to say, again, we were talking about New York Liberty's backcourt.
Dundowski.
We'll keep you posted about that, but I'm scared. I'm nervous about it. I am. And then, like we mentioned, Kalia Copper's going to Phoenix. She's going to be there with Natasha Cloud. So, shouts to Kalia.
That was a shocker. I don't think a lot of people seen that coming. So, essentially, Chicago has now got rid of their entire starting five from their championship team. I believe this was in 2017. I believe that changed.
I don't know the exact
Was it 2017? I don't know. But I just know that they won a championship with Kalia, Candace Parker, and a whole bunch of other great players. Mm-hmm. No longer happening. They just dismantled the entire team. And I think that's because they want a fresh start. They got a new head coach. Me and Shantae was just talking about this, right? They hired Teresa Weatherspoon. So they got new ownership, right? D-Wade coming in ownership, minority ownership, doing all of that. So I think that they really just kind of clean slate. We clean slate. We just building from the ground up now. They signed. This is what we talked about, right? They signed Kennedy Carter to a training camp contract.
I hope they keep her.
Right. They're gonna get Diamond DeShields back. She coming back. So I think I'm gonna be honest. I think Chicago gonna look fine. To be honest, even though they got everybody
Like a fresh new team.
right,
Look new.
So a lot of stuff been happening in WNBA free agency. And I'm really interested to see how this season's gonna play out. We also heard how Candace Parker is re-signing again back with the Las Vegas Aces.
Supermax. She got the
Supermax deal. So
1 year, I think. 1 year max deal with the Las Vegas Aces.
Mm-hmm.
A healthy Candace.
Right.
A healthy Asia.
Yeah, it's gonna be real nice to see them together playing really in sync. So
yeah,
a lot has happened. We're not sure if you guys have seen, but there's been a lot of commotion on Twitter about this this week. So obviously we know now we have a nickname for women who do not mind their business, right? So essentially they had like a little kickback. Okay, we seen these women. This was at an Iowa game, I believe. Had the "Don't Be a Cheryl" shirts on. Okay, and yes, they are referring to Cheryl Swoops, 4-time WNBA champion, 3-time WNBA MVP, Cheryl Swoops. Okay. Don't be a Cheryl shirts. Okay, I'm gonna let Shantae go because yes, Jade.
So basically, Cheryl Swoops was interviewed by Gilbert Arenas on his podcast like last week.
Yes, give the backstory.
A week or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
And Gilbert Arenas asked Cheryl Swoops her take on how Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese would perform during their first year in the WNBA. And Cheryl Swoops essentially said, like, specifically about Caitlin Clark, like, she don't think Caitlin Clark, this is not verbatim, this is me summarizing it. She doesn't think Caitlin Clark is going to get a 40-plus game, be scoring 40-plus every night like she is now. It's going to be an adjustment.
Right.
Okay, fine. However, there were some other things that she said throughout the interview that were incorrect. Like, that was incorrect. She was mentioning, she thought Caitlin Clark was in her 5th year. Caitlin Clark is in her 4th year. She's a true senior.
Okay.
Gilbert Arenas also didn't know this, so it was a lot of misinformation being said during the interview.
Okay.
In addition to other things that she said that was incorrect, however, towards the end of the interview, she did correct herself. Or sometime after or towards the end of that interview, Cheryl Swoops did correct herself.
Okay.
I want to say that. And so, Iowa fans, Caitlin Clark fans, some of them didn't like what Cheryl Swoops had to say about Caitlin Clark. They didn't like the fact that she got some information wrong, some stats wrong, like I just said. And they didn't like the fact that she said that Caitlin Clark wouldn't perform at this level when she enters the league. And so what petty Iowa fans did during Iowa's last game was create shirts that said, "Don't be a Cheryl." And they wore them to the game. And again, I don't know if y'all are familiar, but it caused commotion all on social, specifically on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, if we're gonna have an honest conversation, it turned into a race conversation, right? And again, if I'm being transparent, "Don't be a Cheryl," it was created to mimic don't be a Karen. So that sparked even more debate on Twitter. And so like it was nasty to see that. It was nasty to see that. It was crazy for y'all to disrespect Cheryl Swoops because she made a couple of mistakes during her interview. It wasn't that deep, like I was insinuating not too long ago. And then for y'all to put this effort into disrespecting a woman who is a pioneer. Yeah, thank you. The undertone of racism is loud. Yes. Yes. So, to your point, Jay, people are creating Be a Cheryl shirt. They are creating that. Right. They were like, so you don't want a player to be a four-time champion, NCAA winner. Like, they were just going down the list. But, you know, for them to blatantly disrespect Cheryl Swoops, who is a pioneer in women's basketball, period, is utterly, and this is me keeping it cute, is disrespectful, and keeping it light is very disrespectful. And so, yeah, that's also what has been happening all week. But let me tell you something else. Now, Holly Rowe, I want to drag Holly Rowe.
Oh, what she did?
I want to drag her. Holly, people already don't like you. People don't like you already, Holly?
Right.
People want to pack you up, Holly. You know what Holly did today? Holly tweeted, oh, just in case people want to know, here's some stats about Caitlin Clark. She's in her 4th year. I said, oh, why? Like, Holly, you didn't have to do that. She was trying to be funny. Like, Caitlin Clark is a 4th-year senior. She scored this amount of points.
Right.
She is Holly. Why? Now, to give you a context, Iowa's Twitter account, they did that. I thought they were trying to be funny too, but if anybody's going to try to be a little funny, let it come from Iowa's Twitter account.
Right.
They gave a whole rundown of Caitlin Clark's stats. They were like, she's a true freshman. I mean, she's a true senior. Right. She's this, she's that, she's that. They were coming for Cheryl Swoops.
Right.
With that tweet.
Right.
But for Holly Rowe to jump on the bandwagon today when stuff is starting to die down, or people are trying to have this die down.
Right.
Holly, baby, people already don't like you. Cut it out. You could have just shut up. You could have minded your business. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy how Holly Rowe to join in on that. I'm gonna be, and this is me keeping it nice.
Shantae is like, she's really keeping it nice. Crazy. I'm gonna do the OT Genesis. Cut it.
That's crazy.
Cut it.
And people already think Holly Rowe is a racist. Let's talk about that. In her Twitter, if y'all go find Holly Rowe on Twitter, in her bio, it literally says non-racist. Why do you feel the need to put that in your bio? Let's talk about it.
I'm a non-racist?
Holly Rowe. You deserve a nasty award, and I'm giving a nasty award to Holly Rowe because that was unnecessary today.
Okay.
So that's what's been happening this week.
She
in
deserves
regards to Cheryl Swoops and Caitlin Clark. Also, it probably made things a lot uncomfortable for Caitlin Clark too. I mean, with this whole back and forth all week. We saw Caitlin Clark liking some tweets, basically insinuating that she has the utmost respect for Cheryl Swoops. She doesn't know why these women will come to the game this way.
Right.
It was nasty.
A lot of drama. But
a lot of drama this week, but wanted to keep you informed just in case you didn't know. Yeah. Because it happened it was a big thing on Twitter. I didn't really see it discussed on Instagram. Yeah. So
big.
That's my 2 cents. Sorry, y'all.
Holly, watch your back.
No, but that's crazy. But moving on. It's the rain. It's the rain.
Right.
Yo, it's really crazy. But no, Deborah and Jade are correct. Thank y'all.
Yes.
So anyway, we're gonna move into college hoops now. Today it was a bunch of games going on. If you don't know, you should definitely check them out. I think LSU is actually they're about to play this afternoon. I can't remember who LSU is playing, but nonetheless, I think we should start with Iowa because we were just talking about Caitlin Clark.
Okay.
Hey, Samara. Thank you for coming in.
Hey.
Iowa beat Nebraska. So this was a spicy game today. Before the game started, I think Caitlin Clark was only maybe around 35% 5-ish points away from becoming the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history. She is scheduled to beat out Kelsey Plum. Okay. Her record. Right. Yeah, and I think her record is currently 3,527 points, which is a lot of points in only 4 years. But nonetheless, Caitlin was like 35-ish away from getting that. To give y'all context, I'm just going to get into it. Caitlin Clark did not score in the fourth quarter. At all.
What?
She did not score at all in the fourth quarter. At all. She was quiet. Now, at the beginning of the fourth, Nebraska was down by 14 points.
And they came all the way back?
Yes. Yes.
That's tough.
Say that again?
That's tough.
Beyond tough. And I was just like, what is happening? And I'm like, is Caitlin Clark too much in her head right now? Because she was taking her decision making was a little shaky in the third and the fourth. Like, she committed a foul. She fouled somebody at the 3-point line. When they were shooting, she hit somebody in the arm. Her shot selection wasn't the greatest. And she was nowhere to be found in the fourth quarter. Which is not like her at all.
Right.
So, yeah, Nebraska ended up upsetting Iowa this afternoon, 82-79. And the last time Nebraska actually beat Iowa was in 2019.
Wow. Okay. I gotta go back and watch.
About that?
I'm bewildered that she ain't scoring the fourth.
Nothing.
How did she put up shots? Like,
no, she put up shots. They just weren't hitting. And her shot selection wasn't necessarily the best towards the end of the game. It just wasn't.
Right.
And I could tell that her coach was frustrated with the team as a whole. But they shouldn't have let that happen. Like I said, Nebraska was down by 14.
Entering the fourth, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, that's pretty suspect.
Right. We could have shot. A lot happened this week.
Right.
That and then her thinking about passing Kelsey Plum.
Yeah.
Which, Kelsey Plum was like, I'm happy that Caitlin Clark is about to get this record because I want to take it off my jacket. Because Kelsey Plum was saying, like, when she became the all-time leading scorer, that it affected her what did she say?
Her mental health.
Yeah, her mental health, how she viewed herself. It changed a lot for her.
Yeah.
And that, she wouldn't want that to happen to anybody else. And she was actually giving some advice to Caitlin Clark, like, on how to kind of combat that. But she kept it real and was just like, when she became the all-time leading scorer, it really messed her up.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because people just looking at you, because she also said that it messes you up because now they looking at expectations for you to kind of like transition to the next level. Like, it's going to be easier for you because you done score all these points in college. And Kelsey had a difficult time transitioning when she first got into the league.
Right.
She spoke about that. So, like, and having a lot of pressure on her to kind of like meet and fulfill these expectations. So, it's making you think, like, you gotta play the game with, like, yo, I got 2 points left. Like, it's like when you watch LeBron get the scoring record, like, it was relief. Like, my God, thank God, I finally did it. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, when she finally does eclipse Kelsey Plum, she's gonna be extremely happy. Like, she got this off of her shoulders just because, so she can, like, kind of like focus. Like, you having this record kind of takes away from you being in the moment and being present a lot. So, just wishing that for her, like, she can just get it done and then be done with it.
Yeah, be done, and it showed today. I feel like that's what happened today.
Right.
So yeah, I think she still ended up with close to 30, if not 30. She's 8 points away from becoming an all-time leading scorer. So now she has the potential to do that at home because their next game is at home. So shouts to Caitlin Clark. Shouts to Nebraska. That's a big, big win for Nebraska.
Facts.
Then we had Notre Dame versus Florida State. This was a really good game.
Wow, 2 OTs?
2 OTs. Overtime.
Damn, I missed this.
The first, at the end of the regular, at the end of regulation, I think Hannah Hidalgo had it, or was it the first OT? One of the two. Like, she had an opportunity to score on the right side. She missed it. They went into OT. I think she had another opportunity in the first OT to do it again. It didn't happen. But it was a really good game. Florida State is a really good game. They're not ranked now, but at one point they were ranked in the top 25. Yeah. And I think they are a potential dark horse in the tournament because they are really that good. And they definitely could have beat Notre Dame today. Notre Dame just fought a little bit harder in the second OT to come up with the win. So shouts to both teams, but shouts to Notre Dame for really fighting. And shouts to Hannah Hidalgo. Again, I think she had like 27 points at the end of just everything. And she ended with 27.
Jeez.
That girl is relentless on both ends of the floor.
She a dog. If y'all haven't watched this freshman play, like she just set a record for most points for a freshman in Notre Dame history. I think she's eclipsed 531 points. Like the only person I've seen do that is my brother, my younger brother. Like he scored close to 600 points in one season at Kennesaw State, and
which is crazy.
Like that's
a lot of points.
Yeah, a lot of points. She gonna get to 1,000 next year. Like
for sure.
As a sophomore.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Shouts to Hannah. And yeah, also what I wanted to say, because we talked about Iowa, shouts to Hannah Stuckey.
What you gonna say? What you gonna do, Stuckey?
She ended with 47 the other day, which was crazy. 47 against Penn State.
Jesus.
You know, Brittany and I both were like stunned, but she ended with
flabbergasted.
Yes. She had 47 points. I think Iowa's still gonna have a hard time down the road, but it will help if Hannah and all of the supporting cast show up for Iowa. I think it makes.
Come on, Gabby Marshall. I'm waiting for you.
Gabby Marshall's been missing in action. Even today, watching her, she just wasn't there. Kate Martin is another player on Iowa. I can't remember her name right now, who showed up today. And Caitlin Clark is gonna find everybody when she needs to find them. They're a good transition team. Like they get out and run. Because I really do think they do that because they realize they don't have the strongest. They're not the strongest offensive team. Their go-to person is Caitlin Clark.
Right.
And they don't want to necessarily have to set up in half court to run a play when they can just get out and run. And that's what they do against all their opponents. They get out and they run the floor.
Yeah.
All 5 of them run the floor. So that's what they do well, and we'll just have to see how it unfolds.
Yeah, they can't look. That's a transition team. They can't half court sets because everything is going to be for Caitlin Clark. Like it's everything is going to be predictable. We know it's going to her. Like they gotta, because nobody else going to shoot unless it's her.
Yes, it's Caitlin Clark.
So yeah.
We already talked about Caitlin Clark. We can talk about conference play and others.
Okay.
But conferences. Listen, there's a lot of great teams in every conference. There's a lot of great teams. And I do think that maybe Brittany and I could create like what we think, like our favorites out of the Power 5 conferences. Like our favorite teams in the Power 5.
Yeah.
Before when the tournament starts because there's just too many. There's too many great teams, and we're excited to see conference play.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, this year I've really watched a lot more women's college basketball. Like this is probably the most I've watched in a while, and the ACC and the Pac-12 have been two of the like toughest conferences I've been watching this year.
Absolutely.
It's crazy the Pac-12 is gonna get dismantled after this year.
They're still fighting, and I'm really hoping that they make like a 360 like turnaround because they need to keep it. I know it's about football, but for basketball purposes, for women's basketball purposes,
they do, but the way it's looking, it's not happening. Stanford's already entering the ACC next year. Like that's crazy. Stanford's gonna be in the ACC. Yeah. Stanford, a West Coast team is gonna be in the Atlantic Coast Conference. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, the dismantling Pac-12 is hurtful. So many great teams, but let's enjoy it at least for now. So yeah, maybe we'll create like our favorites, our list of favorites from each Power 5 conference.
Yeah,
and keep y'all posted.
We can do that for sure. For sure.
All right, we're moving on to NIL, which is name, image, and likeness. Essentially, these college athletes now can make money in college based off their brand themselves. And that's what we've been seeing happen. And so what's really dope is that there's a company that created like an NIL clearinghouse. Like, Brittany, you remember NCAA clearinghouse? So
I do.
When we got into, so when Brittany and I graduated from high school, we had to sign up online. I don't remember the exact website name. It may have been NCAA Clearinghouse.
Yes, I believe so.
And the clearinghouse was created to make sure it's based off compliance, to make sure that we met all of the requirements, that we graduated on time,
right.
That we had all the necessary credits, all of those things to be eligible to play college basketball.
Right.
And at the time, and I don't know if this is still a thing. I need to look into this. The NCAA clearinghouse is really still a thing. But yeah, we had to make sure we had all our ducks in a row to make sure that we were eligible. And so now they're creating a clearinghouse for the NIL. So 2 weeks ago, we reported that the NCAA is now requiring every agent, financial advisor, attorneys, anybody working directly with student athletes to register in their portal. They have to register with this NCAA portal. And so now it's not they, because it's not the NCAA. There is a organization by the name of the Athlete National Sports Business Clearinghouse. And they aim to help athletes identify and vet trustworthy business partners in the NIL space. And so according to the ANSBC, which is the Athlete National Sports Business Clearinghouse, they are going to run a comprehensive search on every business and individuals that are working directly with student athletes to make sure that student athletes are working with legitimate
people.
Like, you don't want to work with a whack attorney, right? Who is supposed to be negotiating your agreements and your NIL opportunities. Right. You don't want to work with a financial advisor who doesn't have their certification and all of these their ducks in a row. So this is like a buffer, and it's supposed to protect these student athletes from being taken advantage of.
Right.
Yes. Thank you, because we did. Thank you, Jay, because I was reading this and I'm like, but yes, like, I think this is a great idea. I think that Again, this is going to protect student athletes from being taken advantage of, because Brittany and I have also covered situations, unfortunate situations, where a few student athletes were taken advantage of because they didn't know the laws of the state, in which they were trying to, create these NIL opportunities for themselves, and or they had poor financial advisors and or agents who also didn't know the law, right, and was just operating just for the sake of money. The motivation was the money, not necessarily protecting the student athlete. Right. So I love this idea of them putting this in place. There's checks and balances. And so as part of the comprehensive search, they're going to run a criminal background check on each business person. They're going to run them on the sex offender registry list. They're going to run their professional licensing license to make sure that they actually have a license and certification. They're going to do social media checks, negative news checks, and more. And the company said its automated tool uses AI to detect everything from fraud to reputational issues across more than 100,000 public databases. This is amazing, and I think this is going to be super helpful. And then also, I think we talked about this way back when. Every state has a requirement where agents and financial advisors are actually supposed to register with the state if they want to represent an athlete. And unfortunately, that's not happening now under the Uniform Athlete Agents Act. But I think that this push, this NIL clearinghouse, is going to force them to do that now. Right. Because nobody's going to want to work with you if you're not proven to work, or your work is not legitimate. So this is a great idea. This is brilliant. It's brilliant.
Like, don't get nobody on the slide tip. You register on the registry. I don't want to work with you if you're not.
Yeah, that gotta be the attitude. You gotta ask.
Ask questions. Ask the questions. Don't be afraid to ask the questions. It is your livelihood.
And I think you'll be able to check now, because they have to sign up on the portal. You'll be able to see if they've registered. So you can make an informed decision. That's really what it's about.
Informed decision. It's just like when you wanted to make a hypothesis. I need the facts. What is the facts? What are y'all presenting me with?
No, it's true. Are athletes aware of the registry requirement? I don't think that they're well aware of that as of yet. This just passed, I think, close to a week or two ago. So I'm not sure if they know about it. I would hope that the compliance department in these schools are having conversations with them. Yeah, Samara, a lot of the time, I don't think they know. I don't think they know yet.
Yes, the predatory family members. Let's talk about y'all. Because y'all be on top of y'all superstar nephew's neck, talking about when you get your contract, hit me off, break me off.
They do that. But no, hopefully the compliance department in these schools are having conversations with these student athletes and each team. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to be having these conversations.
They are just like they had all them campaigns for us. Don't bet on it. Had me in that wasting my time.
I forgot about that.
Don't bet on it now. Everybody gambling. Everybody and their mama gambling now. And we had them don't bet on it campaigns.
Yeah, we couldn't gamble.
What?
Yeah. That could leave them open to lawsuits if they don't. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We're going to come up to these universities. Who is the compliance officer up here? They know this? They know what's going on? The athletes know?
I'm with you tomorrow.
That's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this idea that the Athlete National Sports Business Clearinghouse came up with was brilliant. And Yeah, I hope more student athletes become aware, and I hope that the compliance department in each school does their due diligence and lets these student athletes know.
Yeah.
All right. And then lastly, for NIL, I didn't know Crocs were part of the NIL space, but they are. And they had their first NIL roster last year. And some of the college athletes that were on it was Deja Kelly, Armando Baycott, Suni Lee, and a few others. We had Paige Beckers. I didn't know Crocs were
Me either
in the NIL space, but it makes sense because a lot of these student athletes before and after games
they wear Crocs.
But I never bought a pair of Crocs.
You know what? It's kind of like when we used to wear sandals after the game. You remember,
like flip flops?
Yeah. Like, because a lot of them wear like the open toe, like the ones that got holes in it. Like, that's just to air your feet out after the game, really. You know, because definitely had the flip flops in our bag after the games when we was playing.
Yes.
Your parents going crazy. Why y'all got flip flops on? Why y'all got flip flops? The parents used to be like, why y'all got flip flops on? Now all the kids just wear flip flops everywhere.
That is
true. Trendsetters. I don't know.
I didn't think about that. So, now they are going to be moving forward with the 2024 NIL roster with, athletes from basketball, gymnastics, you name it. They're taking student athletes from those sports arenas and bringing them on their roster to further promote and market Crocs. And so, they'll be marketing on social media. We don't know the ins and outs of those NIL deals, but it's geared towards promotion and promoting new Crocs that are scheduled to come out. So, they'll be able to customize their Crocs. It should be cool. So, we'll keep an eye out on that too. And so, that's all we have for NIL today. That is it.
Yeah, we're moving on to NFT. Again, making the PSA that we are moving to YouTube. Okay, for everybody that just joined. We'll get a reel out and show y'all how IG has been essentially shadow banning your girls from getting the data and analytics that we need. So we're gonna make the push to go to YouTube. So I just wanted to say that since there are a lot of people in here right now, and we love y'all, so we want to keep seeing y'all. So now on to Web3 and NFTs.
Yes, and so this is more just for general tech. There's a link for the channel in bio. We're gonna put it in our bio. We're actually shifting some things around on our YouTube, but hope to have everything situated at least by this week, so that by next week, Sunday, we can go live. So we should have it in our bio this week.
Yes.
Let's talk about Elon Musk and how he's crazy. No. Elon Musk and Neuralink. So he successfully placed a Neuralink in a human being a couple of weeks ago. Just want to say, if you don't know what a Neuralink is, it's like a little chip that he had a volunteer go under the knife and place the neural chip link or whatever, neural chip on top of the brain. And it is embedded in this person's brain. And essentially, because the chip is there, whatever that gentleman, because it is a man that volunteered to do this, thinks about, he's able to control his phone and anything connected to his phone with his thoughts because the chip is on his brain. Yeah. And so, like I mentioned, that this first go around was a success. The man is still alive. They were like keeping track. I mean, I wasn't being funny by saying that, but they were scared. They were like, they didn't know if he was gonna make it.
No, that's true.
They were scared, and it allows two-way communication between the brain and the computer chip. And it's just crazy. But there's positives to this, right? Because we have people who suffer from neurological, issues and paralysis and ALS. So this actually may work in their favor and help them live and regain some of their lost abilities, right? So that's the positive. Some people is giving Elon Musk flack for even attempting to do this, but we'll just have to see how the volunteer. It's only been like a week or two.
Right.
We'll have to see how he ends up. But I think it has promise to help people that may need it.
Yeah. If it's gonna do that, if its purpose is to help people with neurological disorders, then I'm all for it. But if you try to put a chip in my head because you want me to scan into some place, like put like, because that's what I think about. Like, I think about them putting chips in you to keep you, to keep dibs on you.
I mean, not to. It's probably
it's a tracking device.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want a tracking device in my brain.
I agree. I don't want it either. I don't want it either. But when I thought about like all the positives of people that may need, like that's the only like thing that keeps me like interested in seeing how this really, ends up, because this could be super helpful for them. And so
yeah.
It's crazy that this is where we're at with tech, though.
I know, but
I'm not gonna take it.
But it's just like, for me, because I'm always skeptical about stuff like this, because now we seeing people scan their palms to have they, see, Jay just said it, like, you scanning your palm with your credit card on there and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to get to that point. Like, I don't want to do that.
There's no going back now.
Nah.
So now you're gonna be able to control devices.
Yeah, y'all bugged out.
Thoughts.
Y'all bugged out. Y'all bugged out for that.
So now imagine, like, Teslas have been doing a really bad job, as we can see. There's been a lot of like recalls and stuff like that. But imagine being able to control your car with your thoughts.
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying for us to do it.
Right.
But if we're doing this
with
our phone,
or
rather, this is the first iteration with the phone.
That gives me too much anxiety. To operate a vehicle with your mind, your thoughts.
I'm just throwing something out there.
Nah.
Amazon cafes and grocery stores automatically charge you as you shop. Yeah, it's crazy. It's come to that point you have to. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Does anybody in here have the Vision Pros? I heard it was crazy in there. The Vision Pros, the new ones?
No.
Does anybody have any, do y'all want to get Vision Pros?
Any AR?
Even with that, you're controlling everything
VR
with your hand and in your eye.
Right.
Eye sensory.
Nah.
Nope.
I can't.
Yeah. I just wanted to know. I have no intentions of getting it, but just want to know if anybody put them on. They tried. All right. Well, the last thing on our list before we go see the Usher concert, aka the Super Bowl,
right,
is we're gonna start with Usher. So, like, this is culture news, y'all. So for culture news, we talk about business, we talk about fashion, we talk about movies, we talk about all the things. So I saw something going around this week on social media asking what song do you think Usher is going to come out to? And some people was like,
I think that song.
OMG, oh my God.
For sure. Oh my God.
What do y'all think?
I feel like I would like to see Caught Up. I'm so caught up, got me feeling it. Don't know what it is.
He's gonna, and I heard he like negotiated for 2 additional minutes because I think they're supposed to cut you off at either 10 minutes or 12 minutes, but he negotiated for 2 more minutes. So
wow.
Then we saw conversations happening around Alicia Keys performing with him. We saw Little John's what was his first song? It wasn't My Way. Is it My Way? Nah. I mean his first major. Maybe My Way?
My way. My way.
It'd be dope if he came out saying it's 7 o'clock
on the dot. I'm in my dot.
There's a clip that, it starts off with people saying they call me US. Before music even drops.
He's historic for that, legendary for that.
Yeah, he is legendary. I still haven't heard his newest album. I heard it was kind of whack. Somebody told me it was whack.
yeah. We definitely seen that in the group chat. Somebody was like, nah.
Have y'all heard the album? I need to go listen to it. It was a lot of good music that got released on Friday. So I was busy listening to everything else. So anyway, we'll have to see what Usher performs, what songs he performs, but just wanted to hear y'all points of view or read y'all points of view on that. And then also shout out to Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart of the New York Knicks, aka the Villanova Boys. Okay, they are starting their own podcast. That's going to be called The Roommate Show. And they are going to, it started this past week on Thursday. So check it out. We're seeing a lot more student athletes and just athletes in general.
Yeah.
Create podcasts. And I think
Get on
important. It's important. It's important because it just gives us another opportunity to tell our stories. Woo. And storytelling is something that Brittany and I are really big on. And it's needed. What up, Kenneth? You late to the party, Kenneth.
Right. Kenneth, you're done. You're
late to the party. You started early today. So, sorry.
You can't clash with that Super Bowl time. So,
No.
We gotta go on. Also, since we talk about podcasts, go check out the Reigning Threes podcast. Yes. That is my older brother's podcast. He also does a Villanova podcast where they kind of break down Villanova basketball, and they also bring on former Villanova greats and also like analysts and stuff like that. So check them out. Reigning Threes.
Tap in.
Yeah.
And so, that's all we have today. We wanted to come in early because like Brittany said, we didn't want to clash with the Super Bowl. And we know it's been a little bit since we hopped on, and we wanted to provide value. If you missed it, we will be transitioning to YouTube. We will be updating our YouTube little by little, so please bear with us. But our plan is to go live on YouTube next Sunday. We will be creating a reel to kind of explain to you what's been going on and why we're... No, the show's not... Well, the show's... This show is over. This episode is about to end because we went live. We started live at 4 because we went live early. But we're moving to YouTube and we're going to create a reel explaining why. And we'll have the link in our bio this week so you can tap in with us on Sunday.
Yep.
Just follow us, y'all, because we want to still provide value, and we'd love to see y'all there. So please just shift with us, bear with us.
We just switching up the campaign because the powers that be are not cooperating with us. So they forcing us to make a move. We basketball players, so when you take off my first move, I got to counter. So that's essentially what we are doing. We are countering the move, and it would be great if you guys could follow and migrate along with us. Hit us on YouTube, 21 Titles Bronx, the Bronx Network. So please go follow.
Kenneth is crazy.
I'm not even gonna repeat what Kenneth put, but
Kenneth is crazy.
But follow us there. Follow the 9450 again. We're podcasting with them. All things basketball over there. We're definitely about to start a couple of nice episodes very, very soon to talk
really
about some
deep
stuff.
Episodes filled with it's gonna be educational.
Right. So follow us over there. And tune into the Usher performance tonight.
Yeah, tune into the Usher performance tonight. We'll talk about it next week. But we love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in with us always.
Facts.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Absolutely.
But on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube. Follow us over there.
Yeah. All right, y'all.
Peace. Peace, y'all. Follow us on YouTube. Go follow the 9450. Follow.
Yeah, tune into the Usher performance tonight. We'll talk about it next week. But love y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in with us always.
Peace.